Welcome. Come on in. Take a seat. Oh, you're already seated? Great. Fantastic. All right. You know the deal. If you've been into any of our events, let's say hello to everyone. Let's make it feel like we're in the same room together, even though we're apart. Come on in. We're just going to give folks a few more minutes to join us. In the meantime, take a quick look at what we have in store for you for this showcase party. Tomorrow's gonna throw some music on and we will rock and roll in just a few minutes.
Welcome, everyone. It is indeed Wednesday, but it is Friday in our hearts. Like my colleague Brianna said in the chat, we are so excited to have you all here. Could you just give me a thumbs up or a yes in the chat that you can hear me clearly? Want to make sure that the audio is on point for everyone. Yes. I see it in the chat. This is great and amazing. I have the honor of introducing my boss and the amazing Kate Zer, who's going to welcome you all. She is our senior academic director here at Student Academic Success Programs, also known as SAS. And I just also want to note that she also is the person who started the very first showcase because she believed in the academic abilities of our first year students. So if you could just help me welcome in chat, give her all of the love. I promise you she didn't pay me to say all these great things. She really is that great. So welcome, Kate, and just give her some love in chat. So Kate, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you so much, Tamar. And I thought you were hyping up the crowd first. I wasn't ready for starting my introduction, but here it goes. So good afternoon and welcome everyone and as Tamar said, it is my honor to open the first year showcase now for the, I believe, 14th time. And I honestly never get tired of saying this. This is literally the best time of the year. And I have to say on a personal note, this is the most often than not, the showcase is exactly on my daughter's birthday. So this is a double celebration for me. This year it's a day after, but still it's it reminds me how special this month of the year is. And while it might be one of several showcases for me, for staff, for faculty, this is the first one for you, the students. And I want really us to focus on that and celebrate that achievement. Thinking about it, after almost 2 years of online high school, you have all transitioned to the hybrid campus environment, and transition you did. I think that deserves a big round of applause. Was it all that you thought college will be? Honestly, probably not. In some ways, it was more difficult. In other ways, it was a little easier, more fun, we hope more interesting. You have taken classes that you haven't taken before, learned new information, developed new skills, found faculty mentors, supported peers. And this showcase is what you're exhibiting here is the testament to this successful transition and your newfound academic prowess. You asked original questions, collected evidence, proposed solutions, and most importantly, you did this in teams, collaborating with others, which we know how difficult it is, even in person. I almost said under normal circumstances, but really, you did this in this virtual environment. And I can speak for many of us in this room. We can't wait to see your work. And one of the people whose heart I know is overflowing, and who, as you know, always signs everything as she's rooting for you, is Nancy Yang, our Associate Director of First Year Programs, who will be welcoming you and opening the showcase next. Go, Nancy.
Yes, thank you, Kate. First, can we give Kate a shout out in chat? Let's show her some love. This is how we do it in Zoom events and Zoom classrooms, right? We use the chat as a way to combine our collective energies and be here with each other, even if we're not in the same room. Keep that up. Get those typing fingers ready all throughout the event today. Okay, so I'm Nancy. I know many of you, Kate is so right. I think about our first year students all the time. And as a first year associate director, the job is a big one, but super simple. So what I do all day long is think about what I can to ensure that first year students starting at John Jay feel confident, capable, curious, and then are thriving by the end of their first year. So many of you in this room have participated in our Mario themed summer bridge, preparing you for your first semester. You've earned some college credits in early start in the summer before everyone else did in the fall. You're completing your first year seminar this semester. You're considering your relationship to justice in our Justice Walk events, exploring your areas of interest at our Exploration of Your Future Self events, and then sharing your work right here at the showcase. So you did the work to make the best of your fall semester. And we are so proud of you, eternally proud of you. We talk about you all the time and just wanted you to know. So last year, I told students at the showcase that they were starting college under the most difficult circumstances when everything was virtual. Everything was virtual. And really, I think this year might even be more challenging than that because of what we've been calling modality mayhem, right? So juggling a bunch of different modalities, traveling to an in-person class, then running to the computer lab for an online class on top of what we know are all of your personal and family obligations, working a lot, and being there for the people that you love, right? So it really was so much. And you're almost at the finish line now for this first semester here at John Jay. So if you were ever wondering if you could handle the most challenging circumstances, this semester should remind you of what you're made of, always. So you might hit all of your goals, every single one of them. You might just hit some, but regardless, you got through it and there's plenty of time to build the incredible future you want from here on out. And with all of us at John Jay ready to help you make that happen. Okay, students, we're so proud of you. For the professors, the staff, and the campus leadership in the room, you've juggled also an enormously challenging time too. And for everything that you do, thank you so much. And with that, I now have the honor of handing the Zoom mic over to our college president, President Mason, to give some remarks.
Thank you very much, Nancy. I was going to say, if you don't come away from any encounter with Nancy Yang pumped and energized and that music Tamara had on, I'm ready to go rock and roll with you all through your research. So this is an exciting day for me. I love the research showcase, the showcase for our first year students, which is about your research. It's the 14th annual. It's my 5th, I guess. And I'm so excited to be here and to support our first year students and our sophomore transfer scholars in showcasing your important research and what you've done. And as Nancy and Kate said, and as you'll hear from Dean Byrne soon, what you all have done is remarkable because you're remarkable students. And what we hope that you come away from in this first semester here at John Jay is knowing how amazing you are. We're here to celebrate the work of 400 first year students and first year freshmen and first year sophomore transfers who developed over 100 projects with the support of 16 professors. So there's a new word that everybody's been using in my conversations recently, and that's ecosystem. We've got an amazing ecosystem here at John Jay that you are now a part of, a key part of. And what I hope that you students see is that you're the central focus of this ecosystem of professors, peer advisors, everybody in SASP, everybody in academic affairs, faculty. We're all here to support your success. And so the first year student presenters, please shout yourselves out in the chat. Sophomore transfers, shout yourselves out in the chat so we can see who you are. As you've heard, many of us have attended prior showcases before, but you're going to be the most exciting one, this group. It's virtual, which means we can get to you. I miss seeing on all 3 floors the overflowing poster boards cascading throughout the new building with the things that you've put together. But I've told Nancy this before, assuming I can meet the technology challenge that you all have mastered, is to get to see as many of you all as I can through this platform, which allows us to get to more people and see more things. You've spent a lot of time just researching justice-focused issues with your fellow students, brought your creativity to life, and we want to celebrate that today. That's what we're here to celebrate. And these skills that you are developing in your first semester at John Jay is amazing. This is just a taste of what you're going to be able to do by the time you graduate from here. One of the things when they were prepping for me for this, they said, talk about my own student research experience. Well, you know what? I didn't have one. It's because I didn't go to John Jay. And so I didn't have the experience and the opportunity that you're having to learn how to research and really dig deeply into issues and present them to people and think about them in a critical way, analyze data. I didn't get a chance to do that when I was an undergrad. So I'm glad that you all are getting this opportunity. And I'm so grateful for the professors and the peer coaches and the staff at SASP who made this possible and who thought of this 14 years ago and have kept the energy and excitement going, because every year it gets even better and better. These are the people in this ecosystem who responded to your late night email questions, made suggestions that led to breakthrough moments. And I remember in last year's showcase, some of our student presenters talked about what they learned from when things didn't go the way you expected. And that's the important thing to learn, is that this experience is a learning opportunity, whether or not the results came out the way you expected them to or not. And you are all gifted scholars. And I want you to begin to embrace that and use that word to describe yourselves, because you are scholars and researchers. You've now put out your first research product, and we're here to celebrate you. And so if you students will join me in thanking our faculty and staff and your family and friends who helped you get through your first research project here at John Jay. So let's give everybody that ecosystem a big round of applause. And as I've mentioned, I am not a researcher myself, but I am a consumer of research. And John Jay is helping to lead the country through how do we create safe communities that are not just driven by law enforcement, but law enforcement in partnership with community. John Jay is leading in how we are producing scientists who research diseases through the prism of what impacts communities of color differently or more severely and how we address those things. John Jay is producing artists who come out and thinking about the art you present in a way that addresses these issues. So we're happy that you are using your skills and that you will continue through your journey here at John Jay to use your research skills to move our community forward so that it is more just and represents the kind of world that you deserve and that we all want you to have. But we are dependent on you all to do that. And you're going to do it because of the relationships and connections you make here at John Jay. And this showcase is just one way of you building those connections and learning how to work collaboratively, because change doesn't happen by yourself individually. Change happens when you work together. And so there are many advantages to this first exercise in developing a collaborative research project with your peers. And so now I'm going to turn it back to Nancy so that we can continue the celebration and get to the point where we hear from you guys about what you're doing and what you're learning. And I'm going to be taking notes because I use your research. I'm your ambassador to go tell what we've learned from you out to the world. So thank you for everything you do. I'm excited to learn from you this afternoon.
Thank you so much, President Mason. Let's give it up for President Mason in the chat. Let's light it up. Yes. I'm going to hand it over to Tamar to take us through our next featured guests.
All right. So super duper loving everything. The chat, President Mason, Kate, Nancy, for just encouraging all the students here. So I have, again, the honor of introducing Student Council President, President Byrne, who is going to now greet you all. So President Byrne, I'm going to hand it over to you.
Hi, everyone. I am very excited to be able to speak at the showcase today. I remember when I was a freshman and I also had to do the showcase. This was, I believe, the 10th showcase. And so I never really realized until then how fortunate we are to be in a college with so many different interests and things that students want to advocate for. This is not only a step into your college career of research, but an opportunity that the college and particularly that SAS provides to empower students to research creative and interesting issues that are not nearly spoken enough about. It shows what our community is capable of when students' talents, teamwork, and interests all come together in pursuit of larger goals. And this is all while you're all dealing with so many different struggles and circumstances. And so this speaks to your resilience, scholarship, passion, and drive. And I'm proud to say that you're all definitely fierce advocates for justice. So thank you. I look forward to listening to all of your presentations today. And yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Student Council President Berjasi. They're shouting you out in the chat. So thank you again for the encouraging words. Last but not least, I'm going to turn it over to our Dean, Dean Byrne. Dean Byrne, if you're ready, you can go ahead and greet the crowd.
Hi, everyone. So I am not ready because the worst thing you could ever do is follow two presidents who light up the room with really thoughtful and engaging comments and summaries of exactly what this experience is. So what you're about to witness is me pivoting greatly because I have an experience and a foundation in research that equips me with all of the kinds of things that you need and that you have been developing in order to respond to a situation in which everything you were planning to say has just been said. Never follow two presidents. Keep that in mind, folks. So one of the things that I think is really just extraordinary about the experience that you are having, not just the experience in the pandemic, but the experience of being a new student in a new environment that is going through a research journey. You know, research is about learning to see and hear and understand something that may challenge your skill set and also your lens. So it's personal, but it's also professional and it's impactful. Research done right changes the world. It changes and influences and really impacts how it is we do things. Now, it goes without saying that we are a college that's organized around the concept of justice. So the potential to change the way justice works is an incredible opportunity that what I'm so proud that the way that our college introduces new students to what that means begins in the freshman year. And we wouldn't pause that to say, well, there is a disaster happening in the world, so we're just going to wait a little bit until students can grapple with these things. Actually, no, that is exactly the time to put your foot on the gas. Because what's happening right now in the world that you all can see is new concepts and ideas and data and information around how justice is working and not. In fact, in the last 20 months, we've had a convergence of injustice falling right on New York City, the United States, and globally that opens up lots and lots of questions. And so I'm really excited to understand what that means to you and how you are rising to the occasion personally and professionally with your skills, your tools, your connectedness in this space to ask bold new questions, but also have the capacity to answer them yourself in community with other researchers who are developing the same ability to do that. Best changes happen in conversation. None of us makes a difference out there in the world all by ourselves. So what this showcase is doing is really like emblematic of what it means to be a change agent, asking bold questions and developing the skill and the discipline to answer it in conversation with others who may disagree with you, others who may challenge you, others who may not understand your why. And if you're here right now, that means you pushed past through it. And so I'm excited about your research, but I'm really excited about what your research means, because you pushed past something that you didn't have together on day one to arrive to a space that is personally and professionally further along in just 4 months from where you were. Can we get a celebration on that? Because there's a lot of stuff going on in the world, and you prioritized the future that's waiting, the future, and your skill to take that on. Okay. So I'm excited. I'm always excited about this showcase, but I'm especially excited about you guys. I saw earlier somebody said that their round trip journey to the school is 3 hours. But you are here. Your scholarship is here. Your ability to ask and answer a question is happening here. The last thing I'll just say before I take myself out of here is to just remind you guys, as you're going through this piece, a critical part of the research journey is reflection. What does this all mean? What does this moment of discovery, of coming up with an answer or potentially a non-answer, because that's an important discovery too, what does that mean? And what is your place in that? And where do you go next? I hope you really take time to reflect on it after you exhale, because I understand some of y'all are going to be real nervous about seeing your work out there and people seeing your stuff and having ideas. And what if they hate it? What if they love it? In time, you'll get past that and understand that there is tremendous opportunity and privilege in being seen and heard. Nobody has to like what you have to say. No one has to agree with what you say. But for me, for the community that I represent and where we have come from, that I am here speaking, being heard, and claiming space and having impact, I'm going to develop the capacity to do that and do that well. And I wish that for all of you, the comfort, the joy, and the embracing of the power that comes with all that. So yes, this is a freshman showcase, but this is also a setup for the change agents that you are going to be. And I can't wait to see what you do with this. And I hope, like President Brzezinski, you will remember 4 years later, 5 years later, when you're out there, man, John Jay started me on this in my first semester of freshman year. They loved me that much and believed in me that much that they wanted me to get out there and change things. Thank you so much, everybody. I can't wait to see what you've built.
Let's give it up for Dean Byrne, putting on a clinic on what it looks like to think on your feet but speak from your heart always. Yes, let's light up the chats. Awesome. I do want to
don't put me after two presidents again. Don't do that.
That's how everyone feels going after you. Right, Carol? So I would be remiss not to highlight one thing that's also super special about the showcase. In the past, we have primarily had first year freshmen fresh out of high school coming in to present. This year, we have a special group of sophomore transfers who, although not new students to college, are new to the campus. And it is a message to all of the students that stepped foot at the John Jay campus that as soon as you're here, we believe in you, we will support you, and we can't wait to see you thrive. So shout out to our sophomore transfers. Yes. Okay, so this year is our second virtual showcase, right? But again, modality mayhem. So we wanted to make sure that the students who are already on campus had the opportunity to be in a space together, to enjoy the showcase together if they were already there in person. So let's wave to Josh in on-campus room 1. But but as I understand, it's on campus room 2 where the party is at. So Marie, do you want to say hello? Shivani, say hello. Let us know how that on campus room is going.
Party!
They're having a party back there.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Marie. So always making sure that wherever you're at, we provide space for you there. Yeah, always thinking about you. Okay, so up next, my favorite part of this showcase show, I have the honor of introducing you to someone that you may recognize from last year's showcase panel, Kevin Cabrera. Wave hello, Kevin. Yes. So Kevin was a student presenting at the showcase, invited to be a part of the student panel. Promptly after the panel, he was recruited to be a peer success coach, now supporting first-year students in a paid job. So this year, I've asked him to moderate the student panel for sort of like a perfect full circle moment. And to all the students in the room, Kevin is a really good example of what happens when you take initiative, put yourself out there. I know sometimes, often, actually not sometimes, often it is really scary. It feels like something you don't want to do because, you know, your brain's trying to protect you, right? But to step out of your comfort zone just a little bit, sometimes you have this one door open and then the rest of the world opens up. Yeah. So please help me welcome Kevin in the chat. And Kevin, please introduce yourself a little bit more.
Thanks, Nancy, and thank you, everyone. Hi, everyone. My name is Kevin Cabrera. I'm a sophomore, and I'm also a peer success coach. Last year, I formed part of the student panel, and I remember I wasn't sure if I was ready, but I learned that if you walk through those doors that open for you, a lot of opportunities will follow. It is my honor to moderate this year's student panelists, and let's hear some love for them. Let's start off by having our panelists introduce themselves. Melissa, why don't you go first?
Hello, everyone. My name is Melissa Hollins, and I'm part of the Early Start program. For those of you who don't know, this program gave me an opportunity to earn 3 credits in English 101 in summer and to complete English 201 by this fall. My current major is criminal justice, but I plan on double majoring and also studying forensic psychology. After going to the FBI exploration meeting, I realized my ultimate goal is to become an FBI agent, but I'm not sure which specialty. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing about the explorations of your future self events that we had at John Jay, so that students can start exploring about their areas of interest. Okay, up next, let's hear from Frankie.
Hi, guys. My name is Frankie Fody. I'm part of the teaching and education area of interest at John Jay, and I'm currently in forensic science, but I'm still exploring my options. I'm interested in both financial forensics and teaching.
Thank you, Frankie. Up next, let's hear from Leanna.
Hey everyone, my name is Leanna Vasta and I joined John Day this year as a transfer sophomore student. I declared my major as criminal justice with a minor in digital media and journalism. And with these academic goals in mind, I do have very high hopes of becoming an entertainment lawyer, maybe even for some celebrities. I've always been interested in the entertainment industry and the fast-paced city life, so why not combine them? John Jay really helped prove that this is a dream that's very attainable to me.
We wish you all the best. Thank you for sharing about all the different things that John Jay has to offer. And finally, we have Shanice.
Hi, everyone. My name is Shanice Taylor. I'm cohort 7 in the Apple Corps program. My major is political science, and now I'm going into my sophomore year at John Jay, so I'm thinking of minoring in counseling. Some major goals I have for my near future is to go to law school to be a family attorney and find ways to bring mental health awareness to many communities I grew up in. I've seen a major need in change throughout our legal system, especially in communities of color that face many examples of injustices. Not always having access to great representation and defense is a big problem in my communities. And also mental health is also a big passion of mine, as well as informing others how important it is for a healthy lifestyle.
Thank you for that, Shanice. We all know how important mental health is during these tough times. Now, from the panelists will share a little bit about their project with us. Shanice, how about you take this one first?
So briefly about my project was about in my first year seminar, the theme was structural racism. My group and I decided on sharing with you all the structural racism within our educational systems. In particular, we discussed our presentation and the impact of having lack of full-time faculty members, which affects students' path to graduation, especially for Black and Hispanic students. For us, we thought that even though someone may know this is an issue, they may not care enough to acknowledge it, even if it doesn't affect them directly. So to our surprise, the amount of passion we received through our interviews was very refreshing.
Thank you for sharing about the importance of helping Black and or Hispanic students since they are a growing population in the education system. Frankie, how about you?
So I'm in Lit 138, and we read the book Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. I found the book very valuable and actually liked reading it. For my group's showcase project, we discussed we concluded that the convict in the story, Abel Magwitch, was seen as a criminal due to a corrupt justice system in the Victorian era. Me and my group also compared the 1946 film adaptation to the novel itself and how it portrayed the convict.
I remember doing the same project last year, and I hope you enjoy. I'm glad you enjoyed it, and I hope you learned a lot from it like I did. Melissa, you're up next.
My showcase project is an e-portfolio that I designed to display a major assignments in English 101, in English 201. And since most people don't know me yet, I started off with a welcome page to introduce myself and to inform others about what to expect while examining my work. I even included some pictures of myself so people can put a face to my writing and get to know me more. And the rest of my slides, I include my most notable assignments, my creative nonfiction essay, ethnography paper, journalism assignment, and so much more.
I hope many doors of opportunities open for you through this e-portfolio that you put your time and effort into. And now for Leanna.
The showcase project I'm here because of today was a part of my Sociology 220 course, specifically my sophomore transfer introduction seminar led by Professor Johnson. My Soc 220 class not only taught me about social justice, equity, health issues, but it also introduced me to staff, John Jay departments, and various other tips that can help guide me through the next few years at John Jay. In this class, throughout the semester, my group mate and I created a research-based PowerPoint on the crime rates of crime rate trends of New York City in response to the coronavirus pandemic. Most interestingly, with our research, we discovered that because of the pandemic, there's been a great increase in crime rates throughout New York City. We would not have seen the correlation between the two, but surprisingly enough, they do affect each other a lot more than one would assume.
Thank you, Leanna, for sharing about this new effect of the post-COVID syndrome. And now for the second question, the panelists will share about what skills they gained from working on their showcase projects. Frankie, let's hear from you first.
So I feel that I gained a couple of key leadership skills, including communication, time management, and I gained some confidence in myself as well. My group and I communicated through WhatsApp. We had to manage, we had to schedule Zoom meetings for each other and what times would be better off. And my group had a lot of confidence in my role as a leader. And in turn, it gave me a lot of confidence about myself. So I feel like I gained a lot of skills through it.
Thank you, Frankie, for sharing with us how you can become a leader in any role. Leanna, how about you?
So sorry, technical difficulties, but during this course of the project, I was not aware I was learning new skills, but after taking a step back, after finishing it, I understood that I was able to garner so many skills that stick with me throughout the rest of my life. One skill I'm most proud of learning was keeping level-headedness. Having the important responsibilities of time management and working in groups, all while balancing research, proved to me that having a level mind while under such pressures is a valuable skill necessary while working on projects. It not only stretches to school projects, but can also extend to future careers, social events, and even family or peer situations.
It was wonderful to see how this project helped you gain experience that will stay with you with the rest of your life. Shanice, let's hear from you.
Some skills I gained from working on my showcase project this semester would definitely be my improvement on my listening skills. When I conducted interviews and observations for my research for my structural racism project, I had a lot of listening and reading body language to do. People have so many circumstances that the average person doesn't always think about. So when I got to really sit and listen to everyone's story and how they are affected by certain issues was a very rewarding experience for me. I would also say that improving my listening skills also helped with my sense of empathy towards another person, truly feeling and putting myself in their mindset for a second really helped me go deeper in my research. This has also helped boost my creativity while also being open-minded in a way, because I most definitely have learned and realized throughout this project specifically that no issue has one simple answer. So it's most effective to be as open as possible to new ideas that come from any and everyone that is willing to help you, because they really benefit me in many ways.
We're so glad that you were able to gain new skills through personal connections through this project. Thank you. And finally, we have Melissa.
While creating my e-portfolio, I realized that my writing is slowly but surely improving. When Early Start first began and I was placed in English 101, I was a little worried about how fast-paced the course would be, and I didn't think I was a good enough writer to keep up. But I was determined to get my A and get the 3 credits, and I did. Now here I am in English 201, and I'm able to compare my work from before, and I realized that my thesis is a lot more developed. I also now know how to write rhetorically because I can easily apply pathos to create a connection with my writing. And while designing my portfolio to make it creative yet organized, I realized I enjoy designing portfolios, which could be a fun hobby to pick up in the future.
We are so proud that you achieved an A and that you learned something new about yourself through this project. We all know that as new students how guidance is essential for our success. Let's hear from the panelists about their biggest supporters. Shanice, let's hear from you.
I have to say my biggest supporters so far had to be my group members. They really did help me put all my ideas together and we built off each other. Also my professor, Professor Haynes, shout out to her. She really did help a lot throughout this project with giving the resources that we need. She was very hands-on on giving us the support we need for this project, and I'm glad to share it with you all.
Thank you. Up next, we have Leanna.
So the biggest supporter of this project was definitely my professor of my sophomore transfer seminar. Professor Johnson was always there to rely on, whether that was with advice on the material of my project or just a morale booster for the times I had difficulty working on it. She created an environment that was accepting and contributed towards creating a showcase presentation for this webinar. She really helped not only myself, but definitely the rest of my class come out of comfort zones and test uncharted waters.
And now from Melissa.
I wouldn't be here today if it weren't for the help of Professor Gray, and I can't thank her enough for my continued success in my writing. And no matter what time of day it was, she was always there to help me out. No matter how many times I messaged her on Slack, she was always eager to be there for me. I would also like to thank my peer success coach, Amelia Payne, for always being there to give us words of motivation, words of encouragement, and she's always so inspiring. I truly could not have done this without their guidance, and I'm forever grateful that my journey through English and college began with them.
And now finally, we have Frankie.
Professor Castine was very supportive in the process of creating my group's project. She always steered our group in the right direction by leaving comments on the work we had done so far and was there for us every second of the way. She also always made sure that we were on task and not falling behind. And I also can't thank my group enough. They were awesome.
Now, please, everyone, let's give some love in the chat for professors, peer success coach, and staff that make this all possible. And for our last question, our panelists will describe their first semester at John Jay. Frankie, you're up first.
Well, my first semester at John Jay didn't really get off to a good start. I had a lot of personal and educational setbacks. I commute to school from Staten Island, and it's not an easy task. Adjusting to that these past couple months has definitely been one of my greatest challenges. But mid-semester, I turned it around. I realized I needed this for my future, and my parents are really relying on me here, and I want them to be proud of me. So my grades went up ever since, and yeah, so we're doing good now. And
thank you, Frankie. Thank you, Frankie, for showing us that during our toughest moments, we build inspiration and motivation for everything we do in life. Now, Leanne, let's hear from you. Leanna.
Oh, no, you're fine. My first semester at John Jay has been nothing less than great. I was definitely scared entering as a new transfer student, but the accepting environment of John Jay definitely softened my worries. Professors, fellow students, staff, and even the campus in general have all influenced the idea that I do in fact feel that I belong here at John Jay College. I'm very happy that I decided to continue my criminal justice studies here.
Thank you. And let's hear from Shanice.
My first semester at John Jay was a lot to take in, but in a good way. I've been learning great things about myself and time management, collaboration skills, and staying on top of my assignments, of course. I learned so much every day from others and throughout my journey so far. This semester gave me a much more positive outlook on what I'm capable of. I hope to do more projects and presentations regarding topics I'm passionate about and get it to share it with you all.
Thank you. And finally, we have Melissa.
Now that the semester is almost over, I'm glad to say I feel accomplished in all of my hard work. If I'm being honest, I was a little worried about attending John Jay at first because I'm from California and I didn't think I was ready enough to move all the way across the country by myself. But here I am and I'm absolutely thriving here, and I owe it all to everyone who helped me in my journey. I can't wait to continue my journey here at John Jay. I'm excited for anything that
Thank you for showing us how John Jay can help you with your sense of belonging. And thank you everyone for your time.
Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, panelists. Melissa, Frankie, Leanna, Shanice. I need everyone in the audience to type something in chat. Do you know how hard it is to be presenting in front of over 100 people? How nerve-wracking it is. And these panelists and our moderator did this like rock stars. We are so proud of you. That's like the theme for the day. We are so proud of you, always will be. Yes. Okay, so I think it's the moment we've all been waiting for. Right, Tamar? Yes, we're ready to go. So next up, I'm gonna share screen. I'm going to show you the new Showcase website. I'm going to give you a little bit of a walkthrough, and then I'm going to send you all off to enjoy, consume these amazing creative projects, group projects by our students. So here we go. All right. In a moment, we will drop in chat the Showcase website. It is our John Jay website /showcase, so easy. Okay. And just feast your eyes on this beautiful thing here, designed by Cornelia Prada. And I'm going to bring your attention to some of the areas here. If you want to take a look and refresh your memory on what happened today at the Showcase, you have the Showcase agenda here. Tamar is going to spend some time talking you through the raffles that are up for grabs, only for students. Sorry, non-students. Hope you're not too disappointed. She'll also take a moment to ask you to sign up for a free Padlet account. It only takes 5 seconds, but it makes this Showcase experience so much better. So there are 2 ways for you to enjoy our students' projects today. Either you know exactly who you're looking for, you know exactly what project you're looking for. You're going to go to Student Project Directory here. You can click on this button. Here, you will see every single student and all the projects that are being featured for this year's Showcase. Once you find it, you can click directly into See Padlet to See Exhibit to open up the Padlet that will feature the projects. Okay. If you don't have a particular project you want to look at, you just want to browse and peruse, you're going to probably look through these buttons. And these buttons will house the projects of students within a particular cohort or area of interest. So our criminal justice, Apple Core Law and Policy folks here, early start projects, the students who are in psychology and human services, social entrepreneurship, STEM, teaching and education. So Frankie mentioned teaching and education earlier. His part is going to be in there. Okay. You also have the button where the sophomore transfers projects are, right? So this is where Leanna's project is going to be. And finally, just a moment about the peer success coach button. They are not new students, but they are, their work and their passion is supporting new students. So in this button, you'll see the project that peer success coaches developed under the guidance of Professor Jay Chopra on how to ensure that different student populations at college feel like they belong. And I'm telling you, take a moment to check these projects out, because there are future policymakers here. There are future higher ed folks in here. The research and the recommendations they're offering, I think, will be life-changing for students in the future. Okay. Finally, as we said, President Mason talking about the ecosystem, hashtag ecosystem, right? So here is where you can click to give a shout out to the supporters that helped you get to where you are this semester, okay? So once you get to a project, here are things that I want you to think about and to do in order to interact with them. So for instance, the exploitation of African Americans in the medical field here, you have the option of simply hearting and liking the project. You have the option of clicking on comments here to ask a question or leave a comment. And the group members, if they're available, will be interacting with you, answering your questions, validating your comments. So let's take some time after the showcase, once we end this live event, at least through 3 o'clock today, to take some time, really absorb what the students have built this semester, give it the time and energy that it deserves, give them the hearts. Somebody else already liked this project. Put some feedback in, ask the questions, and really let's make sure our first year students, our new students feel really seen this semester and celebrated for all the work that they did this semester. Okay, I'm going to throw it over to Tamar to talk us through the fun raffle stuff we have going on.
All righty, I think you guys we're ready to view all of these presentations, but as Nancy mentioned, we do have some raffles for individuals who have participated in our showcase and those of you guys who are just attending and viewing. Again, sorry, staff and John Jay folks. This is for students only. So we can see here the first prize would go to the most engaging group project. So it goes to the group presentation that receives the most engagement through likes and questions and comments. So Nancy just showed you how to like, how to comment. So make sure that you're supporting folks out there. That prize will be a lunch ticket for each member of that particular group to be used at the MBJ cafeteria on John Jay's campus. The second is the most engaging solo projects, because we know solo folks go hard, right? So that's going to go to the individual who receives the most likes and the questions and the comments. Again, they're solo projects, so it's not a group project. So again, the prize is going to be a pair of lunch tickets for the presenter and a friend to use at the MBJ cafeteria. Last but not least, there's a showcase scavenger hunt. So this is going to go to 3 randomly selected current John Jay students who actually go through our showcase, right? And they also complete the showcase scavenger hunt. And there's going to be additional instructions on our site. So I am going to also instruct you. I'm sorry, the prize for that is a $30 e-gift card for each winner. I'm going to drop in chat real quick the Padlet link so you can start signing up. Nancy, do you want me to drop also the link for showcase? Because I can quickly.
After one last thing I want to say, and then yes,
okay.
We can.
Okay, so then in the meantime, start to sign up. If you don't have Padlet yet, start to sign up, and then Nancy is going to share the link for showcase so you guys can start liking and commenting and adding your questions and supporting all of the presenters today. So you can go ahead and take it away, Nancy.
I have, before we end, just one more heartfelt thank you to some spectacular people on my team. And as I thank them, if you could thank them in chat, it would mean a lot to me. So first off, Cornelia Preda, who designed everything you're able to feast your eyes on: the showcase website, the exhibits, the promotional materials, the social media posts, all of it. So let's give her some love in chat. Yes, yes, yes. Next up, Jennifer Insignatis, our first year engagement coordinator, who made sure everything behind the scenes, and there was so much of it, was perfect. while coordinating this event for all of you. So let's give Jen a shout out, some love in chat. Yes, Professor Capstein said Jen went above and beyond. I totally agree. Next up, Tamar Montuma, my dear co-host for Showcase and so many other events, and the person who coordinated the social media promotion for the Showcase. Let's give it up for Tamar. Let's go, let's go, let's go, Tamar. Yes, and then finally, the rest of my amazing first year programs team, really for all the things the audience sees and doesn't see to make this massive show what it is. I'm so grateful for all of you and for everyone who is here joining us, our panelists, our featured guests, those in the audience, those who are going to view this recording later. Thank you for helping us celebrate new students and their creativity and their brilliance at the 14th annual first year showcase.
And you know, I have to interrupt you, Nancy, because I know you don't think we wouldn't not shout you out. So if everyone could just shout out Nancy for just doing what she does year after year. We appreciate you, Nancy. Thanks for leading the way on this showcase. And as they are saying in chat, you rock, all right?
Thank you. Thank you all so much. And with that, let's do it. Let me drop the showcase link here. And if I can have some help tomorrow too, to continue to drop this as folks are coming in, getting out. VP Parker, thank you so much for joining us for your first year showcase. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The moment is here. Go shine a bright light on our first year students, our new students, show them lots of love in their Padlet, and we will see you next year.